Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be. Nirvana, one of the greatest rock bands of all time. You agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Nirvana has an album named Nevermind, which features a 4-month-old baby naked, reaching for a dollar bill in a pool. So I mean, we'll get to that later. What are our thoughts on the album cover itself? But I mean, the Nirvana baby, that's what the people call him. Spencer Elden, who's now 30 years of age. He's suing Kurt Cobain's estate and the Nirvana members, claiming they violated CP status. We can't, or statues. We can't say the actual thing, and exploited him. He also stated that he has sustained lifelong damage from having his body plastered all over, the album cover, one of the most, recognized album covers ever. When you see that album cover, it's safe to say that it's one of the, most recognized. Huh?
Definitely.
He also claims that his parents did not consent to the unclothed photo shoot, which, if that's true, then
that changes the whole story for sure.
But we'll get to that later. Neither did he consent to it. Obviously, he was 4 months old. So he can't consent. You could just say goo goo gaga. But he also as well stated that he was forced to engage in commercial blank acts, and that the band went back on an alleged promise to cover his privates on the album cover. This is what the official document read. The permanent harm he has approximately suffered includes, but is not limited to, extreme and permanent emotional distress with physical manifestations, interference with his normal development and educational progress, lifelong loss of income earning capability, loss of past and future wages, past and future expenses for medical and psychological treatment, loss of enjoyment of life, and other losses to be described and proven at trial of this matter. Which obviously you said, back to the parents not consenting, if that's, that changes this whole story. But the funny thing is, in 2016, Elden did a recreation photo shoot, as you see, right there, of the album cover. So that's 25 years later, seriously, of the album cover to pay tribute. He did, this time clothed, with only his shirt off, and obviously at the age of consent, 25, I believe. But, he also stated following the, the recreation of the cover back in 2016, he stated, I said to the photographer, let's do it naked. But he thought that would be weird. So I wore my swim shorts. The anniversary means something to me. It's strange that I did this for 5 minutes when I was 4 months old, and it became this really iconic image. Just hearing that, it doesn't seem like
That doesn't seem like he really.
If anything, he volunteered to take off his pants. So he could be traumatized. That could be if someone touches you, chances of you, displaying that behavior is high, huh?
Yeah.
But we're not even going to get into that. But the photo shoot in 1991, he and his family were paid $200, which it's not worth it.
Even in 91, that's a little.
And then to see, if I have a son, and then maybe I'm letting him be in the photo shoot, but for $200, come on. And then to see it, my son naked on the album cover.
First of all, I didn't even know that it was his. That it was his, the baby's private part. I always thought it was his foot.
I thought it was umbilical cord at first, but no. We seen this album cover at Walmart. You don't remember seeing that when we were little?
Yeah,
I would always ask.
It was all over.
I would always ask everyone like, why is this allowed? Like this. We'll get to that in a little, but ironically, in the 1991 album cover, he's seen reaching for a dollar bill, but now at 30 years old, he's reaching for much more than that. And, the price, to be exact, is, that Elden is seeking is $150,000 in damages from each defendant.
Which, so, obviously, there's how much band members in Nirvana?
Was 3, maybe?
3 or 4.
Kurt Cobain. Rest in peace to Kurt Cobain. But, it doesn't matter. At this point, just him back in 20... If he didn't do
there's way more.
Yeah, and not to mention the producers and all that. He Elden said that they're all pervs.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. Be not just the band members, but people who
behind the
organized
actual
shoot.
photo shoot. And from his words, Elden, he actually said this is all rumors, that he thinks that Kurt Cobain wanted a pregnant woman, with the pregnant belly instead of a baby. So I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I mean, RIP to him. Will he win this lawsuit, number one, and how does the recreation of the album in 2016 affect this outcome of the trial?
Obviously looking back, it's a little, I don't know if I would, have my child.
No, but before we get to that, will he win the lawsuit? We'll get to the person.
I don't think so.
Just based on the 2016 recreation. If he didn't do that, do you think that maybe? And he has if you see his chest, he has a tattoo that says Nevermind. So I mean, he can't be. Can't be that traumatized.
I don't think he's gonna win that
at 4 months old. Come on. But I mean, personal thoughts on this album cover itself. Like I said, it's been, I've seen this in Walmart, since I was, elementary school, and I always thought, why is there a picture of a naked baby on in Walmart? I mean, so I obviously don't agree with that. I wouldn't, let that, let my son be on that. Even you don't agree with viewed as art, huh? Especially when it's a kid.
Yeah, that's obviously art is subjective, but
but as a kid, like, come on, unless it's a drawing,
you gotta draw lines.
Crazy storyline. Spencer Elden, seeking $150,000 in damages, from his trauma. He says that he can't work anymore, which I mean, if I don't know who would bar him from working if that's the case. Then
maybe he's getting made fun of, but I don't know.
Yeah, as a baby, like obviously we don't want when we had pictures of us as babies,
naked, but and obviously get embarrassed when they're being shown.
So we understand that, but I mean, 25, 30 years later, I mean, after you did a photo shoot at 25 years old, like I don't think they're gonna buy it. But at the same time, the time we're in today, that could play a role too, huh?
Yeah. So
who knows? It's 50-50. I think if I were to predict, I say no, because of that recreation photo shoot. What about you?
Yes, I know.
So let us know down below. Comment down below your thoughts. Once again, you guys are watching Dualsighted. Follow us on Dualsighted down below. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.